American Express offers some of the best credit cards on the market, but getting some of their credit cards before you're ready for them could be a mistake that you want to avoid. Today's video is really based on their charge card products, since those are the most popular offerings from American Express and typically come with the best sign-up bonus offers. So without wasting time, let's get straight to the 5 things you need to be able to handle before getting an American Express charge card. The first thing you need to be able to handle, and it's the most obvious one, is the annual fee. When I first started out with credit cards, I avoided all credit cards that came with an annual fee, mainly because 1, I was new to credit, and 2, I didn't want to add an unnecessary expense to my very limited budget. Let's face it, the majority of us are pretty broke when we are in college, so taking on an annual fee credit card would not have been the best decision for me, especially when some of those annual fees from American Express can be pretty darn expensive. And American Express is pretty clever with their marketing, because the welcome offers on their popular charge cards are so attractive that they can distract you from how high some of those annual fees really are. Here's my rule of thumb. The more attractive the sign-up bonus, the more expensive the annual fee will be. The Amex Green Card currently has an elevated sign-up bonus offer of 60,000 membership reward points, plus 20% cashback on up to a total of $200 on travel and transit purchases during the first 6 months of card membership, and it has an annual fee of $150. The Amex Gold Card has an annual fee of $250 and comes with a sign-up bonus of somewhere between 60,000 membership reward points up to 90,000 membership reward points, and it usually also comes with some sort of statement credit. And the big daddy of them all, the Amex Platinum, comes with a sign-up bonus of up to 150,000 membership reward points if you can find it, but the annual fee is a staggering $695. By the way, you may also see a sign-up bonus offer for as low as 25,000 membership reward points for this card, so if you do, please don't go after that offer. I wouldn't recommend going for anything less than 125,000 membership reward points as a welcome offer with the Platinum card. So if you're keeping track, that's nearly $1,100 in annual fees, which could significantly impact your budget if you have all of these annual fee charge cards. And this is just with American Express. Many of the popular credit card issuers also have some sort of annual fee credit card from the mid-level range to the premium range. So it'll be important to keep those in mind as well if you're currently holding them or if you're planning to open any of those credit cards. It is definitely not worth it to break the bank on annual fees, or worse, end up paying interest on those annual fees, since they are charged directly to your credit card. And on that note, that leads me straight into point number 2. I learned a thing or two about this next one recently, and that is making sure you pay your statements in full. Of course, when it comes to charge cards, your statement is supposed to be paid in full every month, but Amex implemented this weird thing where they'll give you a pay over time limit so that you can carry a balance on your charge card, which enables your charge card to function like a credit card. There's one major caveat to this. Your pay over time limit is not reported to the credit bureaus, which means that your Amex charge card will not be factored into your credit utilization, but that balance will be reported. This is simply because your charge card does not come with a preset spending limit. Now, this does not mean that you have an unlimited amount of money to spend on your charge card. In fact, that is far from the truth. Amex states this about having no preset spending limit. No preset spending limit does not mean unlimited spending. Purchasing power adjusts with the use of your card, your payment history, credit record, financial resources known to us, and other factors. I want to focus on the point of payment history, and that's because American Express is one of those issuers who actually want to see you pay your statements in full each and every month. And if you aren't able to pay it in full, then they want to see your balance decreasing every month. In my latest Watch Me Apply video linked above, I was denied for the Hilton Honors Business Credit Card because I maintained a 30% utilization on my Amex Business Plus credit card, and Amex wanted to see my balance move toward 0. Instead, I kept it at about the same level, and this wasn't even an outrageous amount of money, but this is not what Amex wanted to see, so they denied me for that credit card. When I received the denial letter in the mail, it actually encouraged me to reapply, and I quote, "at a time when your circumstances have changed." So leaving a balance on your Amex cards is taken seriously, and I would say just because they may allow you to do it doesn't mean that you should. Also, you want to avoid paying interest as much as possible, so it is a good practice to pay your balance in full every single month. As mentioned earlier in this video, the annual fees on Amex charge cards can be very expensive. And in order to distract you from those annual fees, American Express will also show you a bunch of credits that can essentially help to offset the annual fee, but you should definitely be honest with yourself and really evaluate how well these credits fit into your lifestyle. And I'll use myself as an example. I currently hold the Amex Gold card, and I honestly would not have considered getting this charge card if it wasn't for the available monthly credits. The Amex Gold card does come with some strong multipliers, but those multipliers still would not be enough for me to receive value from the Gold card if I was not able to take advantage of the available monthly credits. Without the monthly credits, I would need to spend $6,250 in one of the 4X reward categories before I break even with this charge card and start benefiting from the membership reward points earned. Now, of course, that's with a point valuation of 1 cent per point, and we know that doing research and having flexibility can yield much higher value on those points. However, for sake of simplicity, let's value it at 1 cent per point because that's a relatively easy obtainable value and it makes the math super easy. Since I do take advantage of the credits, I like to think of my effective annual fee as being $58 per year and not the $10 effective annual fee that most other people focus on, because I live in an area where I never have to order delivery. So using Uber Eats or Grubhub for pickup orders actually costs me $2 more than ordering directly with the restaurants, so I have to account for that as well. With an effective annual fee of $58, I only have to spend $1,450 in a 4X category in order to receive a positive benefit from holding the Amex Gold card, which is much more doable with my spending habits. And to convert that total to membership reward points, that means that I need to earn 5,800 membership reward points per year. And since we're talking about points, that leads me to my next point, no pun intended. The Amex charge cards earn membership reward points. So before signing up for one of these charge cards, you have to decide whether you are on Team Cashback or Team Travel. The membership reward points are much more well suited for someone who is going to use these points for travel redemptions rather than someone looking to use the points for cashback redemption, since these points will be worth 0.6 cents per point when redeemed as cashback, meaning you are automatically losing 40% value for your membership reward points. There are multiple ways to get good value for your Amex membership reward points, with one of the most popular ways being through transferring your points to one of Amex's airline transfer partners to redeem points for a business class or first class flight. In the video linked above, I documented how to get a round trip ticket in business class for 75,000 membership reward points, is saving you over $13,000 to book that flight and giving you a point redemption value of 18.3 cents per point. And I believe that flight was somewhere around 13 hours to get all the way over to Tokyo, so it's definitely worth having a lay flat business class seat on that particular flight. And I know all of this sounds good, but finding deals like this won't happen automatically. You will have to put in the research and also be able to be flexible with your time. In fact, I was not able to search the reward flights calendar for ANA. Instead, I had to search reward flight availability through United Airlines because you're able to use your United Airline miles to book flights with ANA. However, booking that reward flight with United Airlines would cost you much more in points, in fact, well over 100,000 points more than booking directly with ANA. So you'll have to determine whether or not you are the type of person who's, number one, willing to put in that level of research, number two, willing to plan for vacations well in advance to be able to find these reward redemption opportunities, and number three, willing to be flexible with your vacation because a great deal may only be available on certain dates, which means you may have to cut your vacation shorter than you'd like to, or you may have to extend it to be a little longer than planned. This final point should go without saying, but make sure that you can get good value from your reward categories, and I'm going to pick on the Amex Platinum card again. Believe it or not, some people may apply for this charge card because they view it as somewhat of an exclusive card that can impress some people. The other day, I pulled out my Rose Gold card and my coworker was like, "Wow, you have an Amex Platinum?" And to those of you who like to hate on the look of the Rose Gold, I don't want to hear it, Tony. But you know what? Being confused with the Amex Platinum is not a bad thing. Anywhoosies, back to my point. Some people are willing to pay the $695 annual fee because the high annual fee must mean that this is a top tier card that's pretty hard to get. And although it may be a top tier card, it isn't as difficult to get as many may think. But when you take a look at the reward categories, 5x on flights and 5x on hotels booked directly with AmexTravel.com, if you are traveling frequently and using Amex Travel to book your hotels, then you are definitely not the target audience for the Platinum card. Personally, I don't travel very often, so much so that my goal right now is to travel at least once per year, which means that the Amex Platinum card will literally get used in my wallet once per year. In fact, I'm more likely to use this charge card as a coupon book rather than using this card to charge my purchases on, because I would have to make sure that I'm taking advantage of every single credit offered through my regular spending, that is, to even justify having this card in the first place. I'd end up using the Uber Cash and the digital entertainment credit. And if I travel once per year, then I can use the airline fee credit for incidentals. And I heard that there are ways to maximize this, I think through upgrading your seats or through some sort of hack to be able to pay for your seat. But don't quote me on that. There are videos that you can look at. And also I'll be able to use the hotel credit again if I travel for a potential of 840 credits per year. But if I don't travel, I'll be stuck with only getting a $440 credit every single year from American Express. So the Amex Platinum will literally be the coupon book card that's sitting in my sock drawer because I personally won't get much use with that card. And the intrinsic nature of that card is that it isn't set up for you to use every day. In fact, for those of you who may want to get this card to feel prestigious, if you're using this card at a restaurant or bar to impress your coworkers, guess what? If you pull out that card with someone like me or some of the other credit card content creators who understand credit cards just a little bit, we're probably going to laugh at you a little bit on the inside because we know that you are leaving money on the table by using your Amex Platinum card to get 1x points back on that purchase. Now, this video is becoming a little lengthy, so I'll end it here. But if you'd like to learn a little bit more about American Express cards, feel free to watch this video next where I go over some American Express hacks. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Come on over and get your high five.